Morning. In this video, we will discuss about some of the results of inner product space. The first result is let X be an inner product space and EK be an orthonormal sequence in X. Then the function f from Cn to R defined by f alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n is equal to the norm of x minus alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus so on alpha n xn, where x belongs to be the set X and alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n belongs to be the Cn. Attains its absolute minimum value at one and only one point alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n, where the inner product of x comma xk is equal to be alpha k, where k is equal to be 1 to n. Second is the part is the modulus of inner product of x comma x1 square plus modulus of x comma x2 inner product square plus on modulus of inner product of x comma xn square is less than equal to b norm of x square for every x belongs to be a set x. First of all, we will discuss the proof of part 1. So let X be an inner product space and EK be an orthonormal sequence in X. Consider f of alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n is equal to be a norm of x minus summation of alpha I xi. On squaring both sides, we have this part. Further, we can break it out this condition to be get the further results to be modified out. The square of this is equal to be the norm of x minus summation of a alpha I xi square. Now using up a definition of a norm and inner product, we have this is equal to be the inner product of a x minus summation of a alpha I xi comma x minus summation of alpha I xi. So now using up a definition of inner product, this will be multiplied by this and this will this will be this and then this with this and then summation of alpha I xi with the summation of alpha xi. So we get up this result is equation is being formed up. Now further, again, this is the inner product of x comma x is equal to be norm of x square with minus of when it come from a second argument, this is the alpha I bar into the inner product of x comma xi minus of summation of alpha I into the inner product of x I comma x plus summation over the I and over the j alpha I alpha j bar into the inner product of xi xj. So this is equal to be norm of x square minus summation of alpha I bar x inner product of x comma xi minus summation of alpha I inner product of a conjugate of xi comma x plus summation of this alpha I into alpha j we have over the I and over the j and we have an inner product of xi comma xj. This is equal to be the summation over the I modulus of alpha I square, and this is equal to be norm of x square minus of summation of modulus of x comma xi inner product of x comma xi square plus summation of modulus of inner product of x comma xi square minus of this part and minus of this part out there plus summation over the I alpha I square. Now this is equal to be norm of x square minus of this part plus summation of inner product of x comma xi minus of alpha I whole square. So but we have know that this f of alpha 1 alpha 2 being a whole square is greater than equal to 0, so the f of alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha n whole square is greater than equal to be modulus of a norm of x square minus of summation of a modulus of inner product of x minus xi whole square. So thus we have found that this term attains a minimum value norm of x square minus summation of a modulus of inner product of x comma xi square when inner product of x comma xi is equal to be alpha I which is equal to be 0. So if possible, let f attains the minimum value at a beta 1, beta 2, so on beta n belongs to be Cn, where inner product of x comma xi is equal to be beta I. So it is easy to be verified that alpha I is equal to beta I and I is equal to be 1 to n. So alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n belongs to be Cn is a unique by which f attains minimum value at alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n belongs to be Cn. The second part we are discussing up now, that this series summation of the inner product of x comma xi square is less than equal to be norm of x cube. So the sum, we already proved up that here in the previous case that it retains the minimum value at these. So also we know that the square is having a non-negative term. So some summation modulus of x comma xi square have a non-negative term, so they form a monotone increasing sequence. These sequence converge because it is bounded by the norm x square. This is a sequence of the partial sum of infinite series which thus converges. Therefore, summation of a modulus of inner product of x comma xi square is less than equal to be norm x square. This inequality is also known as a Bessel's inequality. And if summation of a modulus of x comma xi inner product square is equal to the norm of x square, then the equality is called the Parseval's equality. So when we discuss the Bessel's inequality, let x be an inner product space and Ek be an orthonormal sequence in X and X belongs to be H. Then we have a summation of a modulus of x comma Ek inner product square is less than equal to the norm of x. So let x be an inner product space and Ek be an orthonormal sequence in X, and suppose X belongs to be a span over the set E1, E2, so on En, where n is a fixed, and then we can represent the x as a summation of alpha k ek as inner product of x comma ei is equal to be the inner product of summation of a alpha k ek comma ei, which is equal to be the alpha I. So it implies that the x is equal to be a summation of a inner product of x comma ek into ek. So let x belongs to be the set x be an arbitrary, and we can take a y belongs to be span of the set E1, E2, so on En, where y is equal to be summation of a inner product of x comma ek into the ek. So define z by the setting x is equal to be a y plus z such that we have a z is perpendicular to be y, because here the inner product of a z comma y is equal to be the inner product of x minus y comma y is equal to be inner product of x comma y minus inner product of y comma y. So this becomes, now applying up the value of y, we have this is equal to inner product of x comma summation of x comma ek into ek minus of norm of y square. So this is equal to be a summation of inner product of x comma inner product of x comma ek into the ek minus norm of y square. So this is equal to be the conjugate of inner product of x comma ek into the inner product of x comma ek minus summation of the modulus of inner product of x comma ek square, which is equal to be 0. So then we have a norm of x square is equal to be norm of a y square plus norm of a z square, or we have a norm of a z square is equal to be norm of x square minus summation of modulus of x comma ek whole square, which is greater than equal to 0. So therefore we have this part summation of modulus of x minus ek square is less than equal to be norm of x. Hence we get the result. So now we discuss some of the application part out here. So we have defined the Fourier coefficients. The sequence here, the inner product of x comma ek is called the Fourier coefficients of x with respect to ek. And we have a minimum property of a Fourier coefficients. Let E1, E2, so on En be an orthonormal set in an inner product space X, and let x belongs to be x be an arbitrary fixed element, and y belongs to y is equal to be a summation of pk ek. Then the norm of x minus y depends on beta 1, beta 2, so on beta. So also we can show by the direct calculation that the norm of x minus y is minimized if and only if beta I is equal to b inner product of x comma ei. So already we have done up this part in theorem number 1 of this lecture. So anyhow we will discuss it again. So let gamma is equal to be inner product of x comma ei and y is equal to be summation of beta ei. Then norm of x minus y square is equal to be inner product of x minus summation of beta ei and x minus summation of beta ei, which is equal to be norm of x square minus summation of modulus minus summation of beta I bar gamma I minus summation of beta I gamma I bar plus summation of modulus of beta I square. And this is for the minimum for the x and EIs if and only if we have already proved up in the previous theorems like beta is equal to b gamma. So Fourier series of a periodic function x plus t plus 2 pi is equal to b xt is a trigonometric series, is a series of the form. We know that a naught the summation of a k cos of kt plus bk sine of a kt, where the coefficients a k and bk given by the formulas called the Euler's formulas. We have a naught is equal to be this, a k is equal to be this, and bk is equal to be this. So these coefficients are called the Fourier coefficients of ax. So obviously the cosine and sine series in a Fourier series are those values of a sequences uk and vk, where uk is equal to be cos of a kt and vk is equal to be sine of a kt. Hence we write the Fourier series as a xt is equal to be a naught u naught t, the summation of a ak ukt plus bk vkt. So we assume that the term-wise integration is permissible and we have a uniform convergence and use the orthogonality of the uk and vk as well as the fact that the uj is perpendicular to vk for all j and k, then we obtain the inner product of x comma uj is equal to be the a naught into the inner product of a u naught uj plus summation of a ak into the inner product of a uk comma uj plus bk into the inner product of vk comma uj, which is equal to be the aj into the inner product of a uj comma uj, which is equal to be aj norm of a uj square, which is equal to be 2 pi a naught when j is equal to be 0 and pi into aj where j is equal to be 1 comma 2. And similarly the inner product of x comma vj is equal to be the bj into the norm of a vj square, which is equal to be pi into bj where j is equal to be 1 2 and so on. So solving for the aj and bj and using the trigonometric sequences, uh, using the orthonormal sequences, EJ we have EJ is equal to be norm of a UJ inverse into the UJ, and E prime EJ is equal to be the norm of a VJ inverse into VJ. We obtain AJ is equal to be the inner product of x comma UJ over the norm of a UJ square, which is equal to be the inner product of x comma ej over the norm of uj. Similarly, the bj is equal to be the inner product of x comma vj over the norm of vj square, which is equal to be the inner product of x comma ej prime over the norm of vj. So hence we get the series will be redefined as xt is equal to be the inner product of x comma e naught into the e naught plus summation of in inner product of x comma ek into the ek plus inner product of x comma ek prime into the ek prime. For any orthonormal sequence ek in a Hilbert space H, we may consider a series of the form as summation of alpha I into En, where alpha i's are the any scalar. Such a series converges and has the sum S if there exists an S belongs to be H such that the sequence Sn of partial sums Sn, which is equal to be summation of alpha ei converges to S. That is the norm of Sn minus S converges to be S. So let the Ek be a orthonormal sequence in a Hilbert space H. Then the series summation of alpha ei converges if and only if the series summation of a modulus of alpha I square converges. And second part, if the series summation alpha I converges, then the coefficients alpha I are the Fourier coefficients, that is the inner product of x comma ai, where x is equal to the summation of alpha ai. Hence in this case x is equal to the summation of alpha ai can be written as x is equal to the summation of inner product of ax comma ai into ei. And third part is for any x belongs to be I, the series x is equal to the summation of alpha I into ei, where alpha is equal to be inner product of x comma ei converges. So let Sn in first part we are going to prove up that the series converges if and only if the series summation of modulus alpha I square converges. So let Sn is equal to be summation of alpha I ei, and let Pn is equal to be the summation of modulus of alpha I square. Then because of the orthonormality for any m and n where n is greater than m, the norm of a Sn minus Sm square is equal to be norm of alpha m plus 1 em plus 1 so on e alpha n en square, which is equal to be modulus of alpha m plus 1 square so on modulus of alpha n square. so which is equal to be Pn minus Pn. Hence, the sequence Sn is a Cauchy in H if and only if Pn is Cauchy in R. Hence, H and R, since we know that the H and R are complete, we get the result. It is a convergent. So now we will discuss the second part. If the series summation alpha Ia converges, then the coefficients alpha I are the Fourier coefficients. Okay. So now take for j is equal to be 1 to k and k is less than equal to be n, we get inner product of the Sn comma Ej is equal to be the alpha j. So by the assumption the Sn converges to be S, so since the inner product is a continuous, so we have alpha j is equal to be the inner product of a Sn comma Ej converges to be inner product of a x comma Ej. And here we can take up a k is less than equal to be n as large as possible. We please that because here the n converges to be infinity, so that the alpha j is equal to be the inner product of x comma Ej for every j is equal to be 1, 2 and so on. Clear? So now we get the result. So we will now discuss of the third part. So from the Bessel's inequality, we can see that the series summation of inner product of x comma ei square converges. Therefore, from 1 we can get the result of the third part. So thank you. So these are the some of the references.